inside. Yes, Mickey, with less than a 16th to go. What the Hill, a short lead. Lindy the Great to the inside. Yes, Mickey, coming to the wire. It's What the Hill, and David Miller winning the
pocket sitter. Turned first over attacker What the Hill. In behind them, Dover Dan from in third. International Money still got work to do. They're in deep stretch, and here comes What the Hill and Miller on the outside. What the Hill converting off the pocket trip to win the Canadian Trotting Classic. He won it by 3 going away. It's What the Hill.
Third, 3/4, 124 and 2 into the stretch. Looks like a Chippendale appears to be on the verge. Crazy Wow trying to fend him off. Room at the rail for What the Hill. He's raging late. And in heavy traffic is Pinkman on the far outside. Dayson trying to close in. But off the rail comes What the Hill, the 3-year-old. What the Hill to seal his division. What the Hill. Then Dayson. And then it was Pinkman third and Mambo Lindy fourth. What the Hill. And
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Georgia Petty. Hello to you. Welcome to Talking Trotters and On Loose Lines. It will be a 2-for-1. That's why I'm starting a little bit earlier. Plenty been happening in the last week. I was in Tasmania Monday, Tuesday, so didn't get a chance to get and do the Talking Trotters show. So, being a live show, I decided we would get it into the same time as this one here. So, you know how it all works. Everyone does. The first show, part of the show, will be Talking Trotters. Well, no one really knows how this works, but it'll be Talking Trotters. And then it will evolve into On Loose Lines, where we'll do a deep dive into the Inter-Dominion, how it was run, won, conducted, everyone else's thoughts on it as well as a race, and going from there. Plenty of people on. Jeffrey Dixon, Sean Smith, Jason Gross, all on there. Please get involved, either via the comments or any other way that you know me. If you want to text me or whatever, that's fine. Won't get onto the show. But yeah, we want to be able to build it. As always, this is proudly brought to you by What the Hill, who stands at Woodlands Stud for the sum of $7,700 here in Australia, and $7,000 plus GST in New Zealand. He was a winner of 12 races, 8 placings, $1.3 million in stakes, and a staggering 151 and 4 best mile rate. Doing a terrific job. And he had a winner during the week at Goulburn, with one Pinevale Hill getting the chockies. Pretty sure this was a Nutrien graduate, this horse here. Kerry Towers, Robert Morris, sort of almost looks like he's threw back the fence there. Gets up and gets the job done out of Ruby Pinevale, a horse that was raced by the Fosters here in Victoria for a long time, and just showed an electric turn of speed to get up there, up the straight, beating the Night King and Magic Paris and Robbie Morris in the sulky. Trotted 59 and 4, 29.6 and home in 30 seconds, and done it terrific. Taking a little while to break through, but I don't think that will be the horse's last win anytime soon. Gene Feast, hello to you, Gene. Catch up with Gene very, very regularly in New Zealand, and we'll be doing a New Zealand show tomorrow. Anyone who likes the Over the Ditch show, I will have Matty Markham and also Johnny Turner will both be coming on, previewing the big Invercargill Cup meeting. We're talking Trotters here. Oscar Bonavina, Majestic Man are both stepping out. That's at 6:35, that race. Give me one sec. We should be able to actually get that up. It's there's a couple of good trot races there on the day, and when we get onto On Loose Lines, we'll actually also showcase that part. It's this one here I need on this one. But there you can see the runners there with Oscar Bonavina, who's just been going terrific. Majestic Man, Loving the Port, Smoking Band of the Grey, Jimmy Carter, horse with a lot of ability. Can be a headache for some people from time to time. There's no worries there. Maui, Avros Majesty, Muscle Bank, and Hidden Talent for Nathan Williamson. So Williamson's got a big hand in that field too. But that race is at 6:34 Group 3 New Zealand time, and that will be in, I've got to turn that one off, in Victorian time. So it's going to be a terrific race. And while the great man is on there, Eric Hendricks, we've got Bendigo racing tomorrow night with the Elmore Trotters Cup. We also have the Mari Mile coming up early in the new year. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there, but don't forget the Mari Mile, going to be a terrific event. I'm not sure how many horses will be there in its entirety, but we do have Great Trotters here. I think there could be a couple of young ones get the opportunity to come through, because I don't believe the likes of Just Believe and those will be ready in time after such a grueling Inter-Dominion campaign. Olivici, another one. Pete's horse, Plymouth Chubb, he might definitely be in it, that's for sure. Because Pete's, he doesn't give him a lot of time off. He's had a lot of time off, that horse. He's still coming up. So it could be an interesting little race, and we'll be catching up with some of the key players in that very, very shortly as well. So that's another one coming on. The Inter-Dominion was run and won the other day, and instead of going to the normal ports of call, if you like, Greg Sugars and Jess Tubbs, and I've got to say, before I get the next guest on, I think well done to those guys, because they're outstanding. And even today I actually rang Jess, and she said she would come on, but we agreed to have a different voice to it, if you like. And so I'm going to get Malcolm Wells on. Hopefully he will answer. He's Emily is there watching, so that's a good sign that he might be ready to go. Malcolm?
Hello, Paul. How are you?
Very, very well. I saw Emily's name pop up, so I thought, well, there's a big chance that you're here and you're ready to watch. You're watching anyway on the sidelines.
No, I'm not watching on the sidelines. Actually sitting out on the porch out the front, looking at a mare and a foal frolicking around in the front paddock.
Is there? This is going to be a big call for a bloke that's just won Inter-Dominion. But is there a better sight than watching your mare play?
No, it is absolutely fantastic.
Sorry, your foal play. Your mare generally just watches them and tells them off.
Yeah, exactly right. So yeah, no, it's lovely to watch.
Can I ask what's the mare and foal?
The mare is actually a half sister to Adele. So the Inter-Dominion on the weekend carried a fair bit of significance for us, and the foal is by On a Streak. Yeah, we're hoping in a few years' time that we might actually have another one there that will be able to go to the Inter-Dominion.
Yeah, no, well, you're looking after a couple of my supporters, of course. On a Streak stands with the Rasta Trotters and Cobbity Farms alongside EL Titan at Cobbity Farms. They've also got Classic Connection in Queensland, who I went and saw, and I'll touch on him in a little while. Used to me, I think, had a winner the other day, always ready, and On Solitaire as their chilled seaman, plus a couple of the others going forward. Malcolm, congratulations.
Thanks, Paul. I've got to say that this year I was probably more nervous than what we have been in the past. The last couple of years he went into the Inter-Dominion without any expectations, but this year we seem to have had the eyes of not only Australia but also the world focused on how Harry was going to perform. Yeah,
I've got the race. I'll actually play the race over the top. There's no audio in it, but that world stage coverage, did that affect you, Malcolm, after the Sweden? Did you guys realise how many people were watching?
No, certainly never envisaged that he would garner the support that he has. I've got to say, when he went to Sweden, my primary focus was, that he acquit himself well and show the world that Australia's best trotters are up there with the best trotters in Europe, and he did that really, really well. Came home a very proud man that he did do such a good job.
Yeah, I'm sure. We'll talk about that at the end of the day. I think a lot of people will be wondering what you guys have got planned, and I know the answer is actually a pineapple, but we won't worry about it. They've gone one lap. Fair to say it was a very boring race to watch, although I'm sure you weren't aware of it. There was just 0 moves. You must have been wrapped with the fact that Greg was able to control the race, if you like, from the death seat. And John Justice, I reckon he knew his best chance of either winning or running second was to go as slow as Greg would let him, and it basically just worked out that way, didn't it?
It did. I was surprised. Well, actually, I wasn't surprised that there were no moves, because I think if anyone had have come around, they were possibly going to be parked 3 wide. because we would not have given up our spot, I don't believe, and I don't think John would have given up his spot. So I think, Greg certainly did dictate terms from the deaf seat, which is, I suppose, a fairly rare thing to see happen.
Nowadays, it definitely is.
Yeah.
And you actually look at Queen Elida just there going past the winning post, and she's very, very strong on the steal on Chris. And I think Chris probably would have liked to have moved. But you just go back to that Breeders' Crown race at Bendigo where the three of them went to war and Just Believe. I think that race probably shaped this race, if you like, and the outcome, not necessarily the outcome because you won both of those, but probably made this race that little bit of a quieter affair purely because of the way that race transpired at Bendigo.
Yeah, I think so. And I think, we certainly needed a quiet run on Saturday night. Had they have gone hard and fast, I'm not too sure whether or not it would have been the same result. However, he did go to the line, fairly well, and Greg didn't pull the earplugs, and he certainly ran to the line, without any pressure.
It's incredible. Like, he's coming up the straight here now, and quiet as a mouse is an understatement. Like, he's just not moving. And the only thing that he moves is, like, we know Greg is quite an excitable bloke. I think once he realised it was all over up that last 50, the only movement he had was to put that single hand in the air. There wasn't any movement saying, go faster, mate. He just was, just the salute. It was just great to watch.
Yeah, look, it was certainly fantastic to watch. And Greg does that salute very, very well. We've seen him do it a few times with, Just Believe, and also I think once with Visionary. He does it very, very well. We probably had a bit of a joke back at the stables afterwards about he should have stuck the leg in the air, like they did the year before in the Elite Lot.
Yeah, but he's better off having his own brand, and his own brand's that one finger in the air, so he's going okay. I didn't see you before the race. I've seen Greg quite regularly in big races. He possibly felt the pressure, I believe, the other night.
I would think he wouldn't have been human if he didn't feel a degree of pressure. And look, I saw Jess at the airport on the way up to Sydney, and we both agreed that there was so much extra pressure this year compared to certainly last year. So I would certainly say that, Greg felt the pressure. I went down to the stables to see him once, but stayed largely away from the stables, prior to the race, because I don't believe, Greg needed the owners to be standing around there watching everything that was going on. He needed to be able to, get himself into a bit of a zone.
And it was a wee bit trying, I reckon. The conditions there as well. It wasn't easy to chill out and relax because it was so hot, so muggy and sweaty. I think, if your nerves are on edge, you tend to sweat a little bit anyway, and then the conditions weren't ideal for anyone there at the track.
Yeah, I certainly, after the race, felt like as though I'd just got out of the pool. Certainly, I think I sweated up more than what Just Believe did, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he seemed to handle it very, very well. Harassed the Trotters. They they bred the first and the fourth horse in the race, and then of course Queen Elida being by Love You as well. This, I suppose, representation, if you like, that Yabby Dam Farm and Harassed the Trotters are bringing with these European bloodlines. It's exciting to watch these trotters coming through and performing on the big stage, and what they can do overseas as well, isn't it?
Oh, it certainly is. And the Best Bourbon, we actually have her half sister as well. So, the Inter-Dominion on Saturday night, I actually said to the owners, if Harry looked like being beaten and Adele or the Best Bourbon were going to look as though they could possibly win, I'd be changing and calling and screaming for those at the end of the day.
No, you wouldn't have. But
no, I would not have. But I've got to say, I was pretty happy to see the Best Bourbon pop up and get fourth, particularly given that we have a half sister and certainly with Adele's half sister as well. The race certainly had greater significance for us.
I gather that's used to be a maid, the mare that you've got.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Is she in foal or still racing?
No, she's still racing. She's had a few little leg problems this year, so we've put her out in the paddock and giving her a good rest to I think to finish really growing, I suppose, and we'll bring her back as a 5-year-old.
Quite interesting, actually. I've seen the horse too. I do sell a lot of yearlings in that, and there is a Pastor Stephen half to the Best Bourbon and used to be a maid in this season's Nutrient Equine Classic sale. Sorry, mate, you can't see what I'm doing, but at the Sunshine Stars presented by the Vags, and that's out of Maidstone Miss. And anyone that remembers, Maidstone Miss, of course, won a Redwood. I remember.
Yeah, she certainly.
Chris Alford in the cart and Jane Davies, the trainer.
Yeah, she certainly did. She's well bred, and she won a Group 1 for us as a 3-year-old as well, the AP TS graduates race. Mum and daughter have done well, but she really did not do much as a 4-year-old, and probably largely due to the fact that she's still growing and was having some leg issues.
I think hats off to Grant Forrest too. He didn't get a lot of love. There was a lot spoken about the Queenslanders and how many they qualified in there, and then also the Victorians. But poor old Granny sitting there in New South Wales, he didn't get a lot of love from a lot of the media, but he's done a terrific job, and I reckon he would have been over the moon running fourth. I
think he would have certainly been over the moon.
Yeah. Radio, the all-important question, what is next?
What is next?
The Great Southern, is the Great Southern Star the initial thing?
Yeah, the Great Southern Star would certainly be on the agenda. Greg and Jess and I spoke about that, and beyond the Great Southern Star, we've agreed that we would, after the Great Southern Star, come together and talk about what 2024 holds. I did hear Greg in an interview yesterday say that he'd love to go to New Zealand and beat the New Zealanders on their turf, and then commented that there was unfinished business in Sweden. So I'm not too sure where we're going to go. I'm mindful of the fact. Jess commented to me on Saturday that in the last 12 months, Greg and Jess added it up, and they were separated for just under 6 months.
Yep.
With Greg travelling, and that's not fair for a young couple and a couple that have got a business and a very good business. So, we won't be asking them to do something that they don't want to do. We'll be guided by, Greg and Jess after the Great Southern Star as to what they think, the action will most likely be.
Yeah, it's just been an amazing ride that you guys have been on, and I remember interviewing you early on. I don't actually know. I was going to say Maryborough, I reckon. It might have been Melton when I can't remember where it was, but just the ride that you guys have been on, the group of you, just enjoying it all together. Not always all there, but it's just been a terrific ride. Not just watching the horse win, but I would imagine a group of mates having fun together.
Look, I think that's what's fantastic about it. I would think I'd say that we're an infectious bunch of people and get very passionate and excited to watch the horse race. I think we had about a dozen to 15 of us that went to Sweden, and we had 20 up there in Brisbane. So, there's 26 people in the horse. We generally do get fantastic representation no matter where he does race.
Yeah. How did it all come about? It's the Iona Trotter Syndicate. How did it all start?
It was started by Des Hughes, and of course, Just Believe was initially trained by Mick Hughes, and Mick is based in Iona, hence the name, the Iona Trotting Syndicate. And Des had a relationship with Pat and contacted Pat and said, "Hey, look, we've got a group of people that wouldn't mind racing a couple of horses." And we ended up with Just Believe and mare called Petite Love that we eventually swapped out for Visionary. So, we picked up a couple of very good, horses in that deal with Pat.
And your association with Pat's still as strong as ever?
Oh, of course it is. Yeah. I look. We go to the sales each year, and we generally buy one or two, and I always look at what Pat's got, and then also Duncan McPherson as well at Aldebaran Park. They've both been tremendous role models, and for the trotting industry. So I would not have thought that they would have a bad foal that comes out of the sales.
Are you aware the significance? Are you aware of the fact, like you guys are also now a role in the trotter on the world stage, whether it was by design or not? Because I know probably about 2 hours after the last race, I know Greg had to he actually hid in a broom closet, and it's a true story. He had done an interview with the guys back in Sweden. So, I mean, you guys are now on that world stage alongside the likes of Pat and Duncan, what they're doing promoting the trotters.
Yeah, wasn't aware that he spent some time in the closet.
He did. He did. I can say that and not get in trouble.
I certainly knew before Saturday night, in reading a couple of articles that had been written, in particular one that was written by Adam Hamilton, where, Sweden said that they would be watching intently to see how he performs. And, we were certainly well aware that, there would be a big audience tuning in from Sweden.
Yep, and there was, and I mean, no pressure now because he actually performed on the best stage, and it was terrific. Malcolm, thank you for joining me. Congratulations.
Thanks, Paul.
And I think it's great. I actually do love the openness of the Just Believe camp. As I said, I sent Jess a message today, and then we sort of both decided it'd be good to hear from the owners and the owners' perspective about the ride, and it's definitely not over yet. And do that. And I think the openness of everyone, but I've got to say huge hats off to both Greg and Jess, because anytime I ask for something, I get it. I feel guilty sometimes, but I just think they're great ambassadors for the industry, and they're doing an awesome job with this horse that the industry needs.
They are absolutely magnificent ambassadors for the industry.
And the industry, we need them.
Absolutely, we do. And if you had told me 18 months ago that, over the next 18 months you're going to, win 2 Interdominions, a Great Southern Star, and go to Sweden, I would have thought that you were mad. But that's the ride that we've been on, and and it's been a tremendous ride. And look, horse racing's a funny thing. I don't think it's over, but as I keep on saying to the owners, we're only one race away from a loss.
Yeah, and that. But the beauty of this day and age, though, now too, is you have all these race replays that you can go back and watch day in, day out, and sit back and enjoy. So it's not a bad world we live in now. You don't have to worry too much about it.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've watched Saturday night's race, to be honest with you, Paul, and it's the same result every time.
And it will continue. It will continue to be that. Malcolm, thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for giving us a bit of insight, mate. Good luck in the future too, but it won't be the last time I chat to you or any of the guys out of the Iona syndicate. So, but yeah, just wrap for you guys. I think it's a great result. Great fillet, mate.
Good on you. Thanks, Paul. Cheers. Take care.
Thank you. Malcolm Wells there, one of the owners of Just Believe, and they are a great group of guys. I'm very fortunate in the position that I have to have people say yes to me, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and well done to those guys as well. Stuart Tanner, hello to you from a fine but cold London, so it must mean that it's not snowing, but that is terrific. I might be heading over there actually, myself and Mark Hughes. We might be coming across in late or mid-August. I'm not sure about that. I've got to get touch with that one with Hughesy. Jeff Dixon, hi Paul, top coverage of the Inter-Dominion. Just Believe in a class of his own. Go the Victorians in the Trotters final, but I doubt Muscle Mountain would have worried him the way he ran. Hope they set Harry for the Trotters slot race in New Zealand and he'll prove the best horse in Australia and New Zealand and maybe further. Don't disagree with that. I've been fortunate enough, as I said, to have seen him and Sunday Sun in one of the races of the year last year. I won't say it's one of the races of the year this year, because I think I saw one a wee bit better, and it wasn't Just Believe. If you tune in, stay tuned for On Loose Lines shortly, you'll probably see that one. But yeah, he was outstanding, and good mate of mine, Pat Burke, and good to see you up and about, Paddy, which means hopefully everything went well today. But got the missus a Christmas present. She's been leaving magazines all over the place, opened up on jewellery pages, so I went and bought her a magazine rack. She'll be wrapped. I appreciate it. It's a bit early for On Loose Lines. Talking Trotters tries to be sensible, but it is Christmas. And yeah, if you hang around for On Loose Lines, one of my questions is actually going to be the one race you're looking forward to seeing for 2024. We might have mentioned that race just before. We may not have. Who knows? There's plenty more to go. I'm going to give a bit of a shout out. I'm not going to go through all of the result winners, but Jack Sullivan and Sunny Boy, 2 races this month at Charlton, both occasions. So well done to you, Jack. And Solander's Pride has actually then had 3 winners for the month too, which I reckon that's a terrific job. Well done, Carla Innes with Zarem. Both Jack Butler and Grant Innes will give me a clip behind the ears if I don't recognise that, and so well done. But she does do a great job. Mentioned there before about the David Moss at Invercargill tomorrow. I've got to get this one on the right screen, but it's possibly still there. It is, but yeah, so that race is on tomorrow, as I said, at 6:35. Is it tomorrow? No, it's Friday, sorry, Friday. Hang on a sec, I'll get myself in trouble here. Friday, it is Friday. At 6:34, there's quite a few trot races, but this is going to be one to watch. You say there before about Muscle Mountain. Oscar Bonavina at the minute is currently the best horse in New Zealand, racing and performing outstandingly, and I'm sure him and Just Believe would have a terrific tussle at the trot slots. I believe that he's going to be Oscar Bonavina's main target from now on because of his injuries, so they'll look after him and manage him and get him through to there. Majestic Man was an old marvel, was terrific last start. Loving the Port, Smoking Bander, the grey, got it wrong last start, but before that his form's been outstanding. Jimmy Carter, great field. Make sure you tune in to that 4:30 on Friday, in between doing all your Christmas shopping and everything else that people will be doing. I've got no doubt about that, so make sure you tune into that race. One of the other races that would have flown under the radar this week was, in course, at Cranbourne, and this is the Aldebaran Park Starlet. It used to be the Starlet bracelet, but it's actually just the Starlet Trot now, and it was taken out by Kai Valley Amanda. Congratulations to those connections. A $12,000 3-year-old fillies race on the card. Fair to say it was a bit of a ball test. Mr. 4000 Jay Caldo jumped to the front. Look at those 2 quarters, 33.1 and 32.6 the first half. He mile rated 24.4 in winning. Not taking anything away from Jay Caldo, because that's what you can do these days. But we're in the entertainment business, and I believe we should be entertaining, and that was a pretty boring watch, that race, that's for sure, but well done to Connections. I think she's won nearly 50,000. She won the Breeders' Crown Silver as well, Kai Valley Amanda. I'm not sure which one of these screens will take me back there, but yeah, but she's done an awesome job, and go from there. Just picked up a float load of, hey, my kids are going to love their Christmas present. Yes, they will, Alex Early. Hopefully it's a wee bit chillier down there than here, because it's not really a great day for carting hay, that's for sure. It's going to be a bit of a tricky day, but yeah, so I think been a big year for Talking Trotters. I've got to say a huge thank you to the guys at Woodlands Stud. We will be back next week. It won't be Monday, but the show will come back next week. We might have a little bit of fun between Christmas and New Year, and have a little bit more of a looser one, if you like, something a little bit different. I don't know if my screen just flashed. I think something just happened to my computer just then. Hopefully we're all good to go. Anyway, so well done to everyone. I think the End of Dominion up there was a terrific spectacle. It was not the greatest of races to watch as a spectacle, but if you did actually happen to own Just Believe, Mufasa Metro, you would have been wrapped. I'm sure Brent Lilly would have been screaming for more speed. And the Best Bourbon went terrific. A couple of worries there. Olivici was very poor, and I see that he's had a follow-up vet report's got to come for him. I think Plymouth Chubb was possibly a little bit disappointing up the straight. I think the 3 heats and then the final a week later. I know it's the end of the Dominion. Times have changed, and it is definitely not the right time. But you can get involved in that when we go to On Loose Lines. But of course, this has been Talking Trotters for What the Hill. Huge thank you to the guys at Woodlands Stud for this. They've been bringing me this for the last 3.5 months. What the Hill, winner of 12 races, 1.3 million in stakes, 7,000 plus GST in New Zealand, and 7,700 in Australia. You can contact Mark Hughes on mark@woodlandstud.co.nz, or you can get in touch with the team from Woodlands Stud at woodlandstud.co.nz for all your information, including with the paces. And we're going to roll back over to the paces very, very shortly. But as I said, this has been Talking Trotters, and as a continuation, please, thank you very much, and patronise the guys at Woodlands Stud. They do an outstanding job. They've got 2 trotters on their books, What the Hill, and also Speeding Spur. But of course, you can go to Bettor's Delight, and even down by the seaside has left the odd trotter. If you're tracing a trotter, don't recommend it, although Bettor's Delight I probably do. I think he's had 6 or 8 Group 1 winners himself, so make sure you get in touch with them. Thank you very much. This has been Talking Trotters, and we're about to change it up, and we're about to go to the studio of, I hope this works. Haven't tested this to see that it works, which is unlike me to not test things. So hopefully this will all work, but we'll be back. Flick over now to On Loose Lines. Bang, look at that. It works straight away. Thank you very much. Rightio, this is more random. This show can be anything that you want to get in there. And of course it's Darrawheat, of course it's colder. Touch windier too, because I was not far from you today, Alex. So yeah, anyone watching, get involved. Tyler Dew, Invercargill Cup, Pacing and Trotting Cup, mate. We're expecting something from you. There's no worries there. I'll put a little bit of pressure on you, mate. But we do want we do need something, some Christmas cheer. You've got, well, the Invercargill Cup's actually after Christmas, because it's on the 20. No, it's not. It's this Friday, lead up to Christmas. Who am I kidding? So just got to find my ticker. Where is it there? So yeah, of course it's going to say Merry Christmas. Beach Ball. Very smart bet, Tyler. Very, very exciting horse for the future. So we'll say that. Alan Womble. Hello to you, Alan. Leonard Elizabeth. Paul Elizabeth. Very good. I think that's two names. What race are you looking forward to seeing in 2024? I know there's still a few races to go, but there's got to be a highlight race, a race that's shaping up at the minute on paper. The trot slots is looking exciting, but of course, if Just Believe does happen to go to overseas, he'll drop away. If Muscle Mountain, he only had a virus, so hopefully all's good with him and he does continue to improve. He gets there. Oscar Bonavine has been in sparkling form, but you don't know. And then you have a few queries with the likes of Olivici. Just a little bit below par the other day. I hope everything is okay. I hope it was just the heat, and when they get him home he settles down, because he just didn't let down in the manner that he would. But then there could be some unknown trotters coming through from there, plus the 2 and 3 year old trotters. It is exciting. Is it the Eureka? See who is looking forward to that. Is it the 2024 Inter Dominion Carnival, going to be raced at Menangle? Got a very, very different demographic there of horses and people going through as well. So it was pretty funny actually what was just going on then. I had Siri going off because I was talking back into the phone via the comments, but thankfully you just couldn't hear Siri, so that was all good. And going from there, so give me your what you are looking forward to, if you like, in 2024, the races you're most looking for. It could be one overseas. We've got plenty of people overseas watching. We've got plenty of people watching. Don't be scared. Get in, give a Christmas cheer, if you like. And just as I said, give us your excitement level. Tyler Dew, what's the one race you guys are looking forward to seeing? I'm actually going to be looking forward to going to the Central Otegos as well as one of those big races coming up. Now, I've got plenty of news and plenty of other stuff going on. Woodlands stud. Don't forget the team there because they did bring me What the Hill, and I wanted to make sure I put this banner up as well. Better's Delight, Down by the Seaside, Speeding Spur, Sweet Lou, and What the Hill. All their prices are there standing in New Zealand. And then we have American Ideal and Lather Up, both standing here in Australia and at Lower Long Farms. And pretty exciting to see this horse win today. I didn't do it. I actually got myself into all trouble here. I haven't actually written this horse down, named down. He actually won today. Uniquely Ideal, I think his name is actually. Yeah, Uniquely Ideal for Bruce Edwards, an American Ideal at a Unique Desire. Emma Stewart and Kate Gaff in the sulky. Very, very exciting debut win here. 57 and 3. This horse is won by 31 metres. One running away from him, and a super, super exciting little horse to watch. That puts American Ideal third on the 2-year-old sires list behind Sweet Lou running second, and Major is our leading sire. Where that is unique is it's American Ideal's first season. This was his first season standing at Lower Long Farms in conjunction with Woodlands. So the relationship has been strengthened and really starting to show gangbusters. Of course, Lather Up will hit the ground running. Well done, Gemma Smallman. I would have possibly got the sack for that one. Yeah, but of course, Uniquely Ideal is a graduate of the Nutrient Race Series as well. Yeah, but of course the association with Lower Long Farms and Woodlands is getting stronger and stronger, and saw a couple of lather ups the other day in Tassie. Now I've got to get to that. Rightio, Gemma. Okay. We'll change hats. I do have a couple of other things to show, and I want to get people's thoughts on the Inter-Dominion as well, and I have a couple of issues potentially that could arise. But while I am on here, hang on one sec, we'll go to this one so that I can show people how to get to that. Of course, with Nutrient selling in Tasmania, people have been on there. I've put a few photos up, and I will edit those photos for anyone wanting to know and to see them. But of course, we are selling, hang on, I've got to change the screen over. We will be selling in New Zealand, in Tasmania this season. And you can see there. So this is on the tascorporate.com.au. You'll see it up there next to the CC. tasracingcorporate.com.au. Click on the harness link. Click down to the Tasmanian Harness Racing Sales, and you will be able to get information up there. You'll be able to see the online catalogue. Just scroll down and you can get there. You can be interested in buying a yearling. You could be eligible. There's a PDF to download. To view the catalogue online, click onto that one there, and that will take you through to the Tas Racing one, and you'll be able to see all of the lots. There is 21 lots to go through. We go through all of the advertising. There we go. Always Be Mickey, Captain Midnight by 4. One Dawn of a New Day, one Down by the Seaside, a Franco Nelson, 2 lather ups, Lincoln Royale or Sir Lincoln, depending on where you come from, Metropolitan, Poster Boy, Ride High, Rock and Roll World, Stay Hungry, Stonebridge Regal, Tell All, The Storm Inside. That one is actually not in there, so that is not in there, the Storm Inside, unfortunately. The Ultimate Machete and Yankee Rockstar are all in there. There are the consigners, and then you'll start going through to their pedigree pages. That is lot number 1 for Shane Hawes. Shelley Barnes did see this horse, actually, Captain Midnight out of Jenner's Beach Boy. Mare in Corral to crown a good Tasmanian family. So easy to get to, so we want people to be able to go to there, or you can go to the Nutrient Online catalogue, so you can go to this way, and that will take you to the Nutrient catalogue, and you'll be able to, same thing, click on there, and we'll bring up all your pedigree pages, and the same as all other sales with regular updates. So keep involved on there, and you'll see the red updates. So both those horses have had wins since, and there was a very important one that was updated. I think it was this horse here, I reckon. Call Me Julia. is by Ride High. Didn't get to see this horse before anyone asks me, but this is out of Call Her Julie, and you can see down there, since now by betting line has had two 2-year-old wins, including one of those last Sunday night. So yeah, so that's that horse is in good form by the first season side in Ride High for the team at Alabar. So there's two of those down there. Did see the other colt, lovely type, and then yep, this is the filly. Unfortunately, it was pouring rain, so there was no photos of that colt going forward. So you can go that way, or we'll go back to here, and we will go back to this one. And always do that. Where is that one? Right there. I've got to remember to turn them off before I go to it. But you can go to the Nutrient. I've got to put this ticker up on this thing at some stage. It'll be a lot easier. nutrienequine.com.au to follow all the links, but of course to the Tassie Racing one as well. What I might do, we'll do this because Gemma's there and she'll tell me off if I don't. Should have had it uploaded, probably be a little bit easier, but I do like the fact that we can show people this way of doing it. Just wait till this loads up. Go back here, go back there, nutrienequine.com.au, follow the link to the standardbreds, then sales information 2024. Then you can go down here and you can see any of those. The Bathurst sale has closed, but that is not online yet. The catalogue hasn't been finalised, but it is there, and you can see all of those: Sunshine Stars, Sydney sale, Melbourne sale, and then the Tasmanian catalogue as well. So they are selling on February 26, Australia Day, Friday. It's going to be something different. We will be streaming it to all of the same platforms. Make sure you get involved there, but all those other catalogues are on there, and there are always regular updates as well. So just make sure you click onto those links and you can go from there. Jeffrey, I will get to you in a minute. The catalogues for Nutrien are out. There it is there. I knew I had it already out. So the Sunshine Stars, the Queensland one, is out and accessible. Get in touch with Gemma is the best way, and I'll put Gemma's phone number up there. And then also the catalogues are out. There's actually two here. This is the Melbourne and Sydney sales. You can get the downloadable PDF and print off your own pedigrees if you like for the Tas Racing one, or get in touch with Tas Racing, or also Gemma at Nutrien Equine. We've got to get Gemma's details up there. There they are. 0447 356 549. That's 0447 356 549 for queries on any of the sales going up. Make sure you've got your bid card and you've pre-registered, because we want people to be involved in that as well, and get everything sorted. So make sure you get in touch with Gemma on those numbers there, or you can get in touch with Mark Barton as well on 0419 488 256 is the best way to get those guys, or go to the website, follow the links, and it is very, very simple. Going to be a lot of fun. There's plenty coming on very shortly with all of these sales catalogues, but as I said, give me a yell. I'm going to be at Bendigo. I'll also be at Humbletonian Day, which is Friday. So I'll be at both of those meetings working. So if you want a catalogue, please sing out and get involved. But please pre-register now. You've still got time. Gemma's onto it, so go from there. And then the prize money for that race series, Gemma's going to tell me off, I think. Maybe not. Maybe not. There's a prize money. I thought I had a better one. I'm not sure if that's a better one. Nope. This is the one I want. We'll go with this one. $1.25 million on offer. Heats, that date is actually not right. That is the only thing. There will be a slight adjustment in that date, and when that's official, we'll get that out there. 2-year-old trotters will be racing for $75,000 instead of $62,000. 3-year-old trotters at $150,000. The 3-year-old pacers at $150,000 final, and then the 2-year-old pacers $250,000. 1.25 million, basically, easiest way to do it. And go from there. And Gemma's just put a post on there at Wagga on Friday, and I have my Wagga hat right there, Riverina Paceway, going up there. They are celebrating 100 years of pacing at Wagga this Friday night, and if you want your catalogues, go and see the team there. Mark Barton, Gemma Smallman. I think even there's some chance Jackson Barton might be there, but not 100% sure on that. They'll be there. Coop and Jamesy will be there handing out catalogues. Go and see the guys. Come up, say hello. Make sure any questions you want to do, get in touch with the team there. And Gemma, I'm going to turn around and say that I don't think you'll be having time off over Christmas. If so, get in touch with Bardo. But contact either of them and then go from there. Of course, you'll have Christmas Day off. But not sure on the other part going forward as well. So so make sure you're involved in all of those. Clinton McSwain is on. I wonder. Let's see how we go. I'm going to ring you on Messenger because I don't think I've got his. Go from there. You will still answer. You will not answer on Christmas Day. Don't you go silly there. But we'll go from there. Let's see, Clinton. I'm going to call you, mate, because we're going to have a hopefully have a chat. Just got to see if he's actually going to answer the phone. He doesn't know I was going to do this, so my phone mightn't be going to work. Are you there, mate? He's here. Oh, hang on. Rookie mistake. Clinton, are you there now?
I can hear you, Mr. Campbell.
Thank you very much. I had you plugged into the phone charger and not the audio one. They're very similar, but they're just not quite the same. Tried to get
Same but different.
We did indeed, mate. Big meeting tomorrow night at Elmore. This is very unorganised. This one. This is what I do, but you know that. So you were ready for it.
Absolutely.
But Bendigo tomorrow night for the Elmore. Am I going to say Light Harness Racing Club? Is that? Oh, I've hit the wrong. What have I done there?
I think that sounds right.
It sounded right. I've hit the wrong button. I've lost all of our meetings coming up. It is Elmore at Bendigo tomorrow night. Big race card, 9 races actually, which is quite good in this day and age, mate. First at 6:05, the last to be run at 1 minute past 10. The club would have to have been wrapped with the fields and the field sizes, mate.
Yeah, they actually had to run around and find another sponsor, to be honest, for the races. So there's been plenty of work going on behind the scenes, as I've been privy to. So, they're really looking forward to getting all the hard work over and done with tomorrow night.
It is a lot of fun. It's one of the more unique meetings to go to. It's fair to say, wouldn't you say? It's a bit of fun behind the scenes.
It's definitely it's bringing that, as the people that have been to the Elmore meetings at Elmore, they will probably appreciate the vibe that they still bring down from Elmore and have it at Bendigo. So it's all a bit of fun, and hopefully there's the weather holds up for them, and they get a really good crowd to enjoy.
What is the sorry, I've just read a thing that I'll get to you in a second. But what is the weather forecast, mate?
I think it's for 27s, but if this wind would disappear, it will be a nice evening. But hopefully we've got all the wind and the silly weather out of the way before tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. Plenty planned for the club with lots of giveaways and that to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. They've done a super job. As you know, whether it was up at Elmore or since they've relocated to Bendigo, it's the plenty of giveaways and sponsors. The sponsors have all kept coming. So they've got to be really proud of the job that they've done with the club.
It is indeed. I just reread Alex Hurley's comment. I wasn't sure exactly what she was saying there, but we'll get to that in a sec, Alex. So I'll do the important stuff. 13 horses in the O'Sullivan's Transport Elmore Pacing Cup. That's huge. That's great for the club, and it's great for a small community to have a full field like that for a $10,000 race. So close to Christmas. Yeah,
well, I think this time of year, the warmer months, there's plenty of horses around, as you'd know. And looking for good races, and I know it's not as you would say high on the prestige like a Ballarat Cup or something like that, but it's a nice little feather in the cap for someone who can take it home.
It'll be keenly contested. All cups are, aren't they? Doesn't matter where they are. That people want to win a cup.
Well, absolutely. It's got that that cup word on the end, which I think everyone likes to say, well, I've won a cup. It doesn't necessarily what comes in front of it, but if you've won a cup, it just means a little bit extra.
Yeah, it does indeed. Have you ever won a cup, Clinton?
No, I'm working on it.
Yeah. Me too. I'm closer than you because I got one in that one tomorrow night. So anyway, not that I'm official, but that's okay. The community bank, the Bendigo Community Bank, Elmore, Lockington, and Rochester Trotters Cup as well. Always run them on the same night, which I think is great. And good fields again, mate. For this, you'd be pretty happy. Of course, horses like Sangriel that are Group 1 winners in it. It's a great field.
Yeah, well, I think that's how it should be. Both the cups, the trotting and the pacing cups, they should be run on the same night. It brings the better horses out, and therefore the crowd and should follow. So that's the way it traditionally should be run, and it's good to get some pretty handy horses going around tomorrow night.
Yep, absolutely, and and as I said, off track there'll be plenty of fun. So if you're local, if you're in Bendigo or anywhere from Elmore, Rochester, any of those areas, come out, have a good feed, and food, like the girls will be cooking the barbecue. I think Deb dobbed in Jess and Holly last week. They'll be doing the actual cooking, but there'll be plenty of other food. There's plenty of food available. A lot of fun, face painting and those sorts of things, plus giveaways, plus raffles, big wheelbarrow raffle.
Raffles, yeah. Plenty in the raffles and the pop-up market under the
I forgot about that.
Under the grandstand. That's going to be, I think, a big hit for, it might draw a different demographic tomorrow night too. People and maybe in particular husbands chasing some final Christmas presents.
Putting your hand up, Clinton. What do you mean final? I'll go for first. I'm not sure about final, but I better get one.
I haven't started yet, so
me either. I'm in a whole world of hurt there, but that's okay.
Oh, there you go. There's your opportunity tomorrow night.
Yeah, but I won't be able to turn the microphone off. Deb won't let me do that. So, and that's fine. That's what it's about. We're going to have some fun and just a good night of interaction. We want people to get there. Right, Clinton, in another life, mate, you also break in plenty of horses. I probably should come and have a chat. We should do something similar to a twos in training one day and just have a chat about it, some of the horses and the types and the new ones coming through. But we won't do that tonight. But Alex Hurley, Elmore's important, but the big question is he breaking in the Future Oaks winner? I hope it's not a 2-year-old for a start, because that's never good when you're a breaker.
I won't let. I'll keep the lid on it. Put it that way. I don't get people too excited because as everyone knows in this industry, the changes in individual horses between breaking them in and potentially getting to the racetrack can be poles apart. So we just keep it nice and quiet and. Then when they go off to their trainers, then they can lift the lid.
Yep, absolutely. They can do what they like, but she's carting hay anyway, so I don't think she should be typing. Well, she reckons she's carting hay. She should be, but we'll go from there.
She might be driving the car and trailer and not watching what's going on behind her too.
Poor old pug, he'd be gone. There'd be nothing left of the poor man. He'll be complaining too, but he'll be right. He'll get over it. There won't be a hassle. What was I going to? I was going to ask you a serious question just then, and it's totally left me. So it couldn't have been that serious. Couldn't have been that serious. All right, 6 o'clock. Get out there. As I said, there's everything to do. You can have a barbecue on the lawn, the Bendigo lawn now too. Be awesome sitting out there on a nice night, won't it?
Yeah, if the weather holds up, which apparently it's looking like it will, to make Santa's arrival a little bit more enjoyable too.
David Miles is watching. He could nearly do a Santa Claus for us.
Yeah, he's got to work on the hair colour a bit.
Oh yeah, but he's got everything else covered.
He's got everything else covered.
Love your work, Clinton. It's like going fishing. We'll just give him, there's a 40-second delay, then he types, it takes 40 seconds. So within about 2 minutes, I reckon I'll have a response.
Oh, that's all right. He could be from South Australia. He could be still half an hour behind.
He could be too. It'll be all good. He's actually got a runner in tomorrow night. One of the more appropriate names. You'll know I'll be late. That could be named after 90% of harness people, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, well, he'll never be late if there's a prize on offer.
No, true. He won't break a sweat either. Mate, thank you. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow night and all the committee of Elmore, and well done for everything you're doing. Bit of fun. Changing of the guard. It used to always be Boxing Day. This is in the lead up to Christmas, and you sort of embraced a bit of fun and getting behind it. So well done to you and the entire committee of Elmore, mate.
Yeah, look, I don't think the vibe of the meetings changed. As I said before, they still bring that that country feel to the Bendigo track. So yeah, no, they've done the whole group have done a super job, and I think they're looking forward to actually getting underway.
No, absolutely. Thank you very much, mate. Thanks for coming on at short notice.
Good on you, Paulie. I'll go back to me tea.
Thanks, mate. It's Clinton McSwain. He obviously just sat down to have some tea, but that's okay. I really do appreciate him coming on. Dave Miles' 2 minutes is up, and I'm about right too on the delay. On the delay it is that it is going on there. So don't forget that big meeting at Elmore though tomorrow, and also on Friday as well with Humbo Day. I'll get that field up as well. So that's the Maryborough meeting, of course, run by the team at HBV. Let's go with, we'll flick over to here and go to there. So they have got 11 races. They must have, not sure if they've got a double up or not. They've got to have, or they've dropped one off, or maybe it was always going to be 11 races. The first at 1 minute to 12. Hate that because no one bets before 12. But anyway, 1 minute to 12, 7 horse field. Josh Dickey, he was in New Zealand last week. He's back here this week, so he mustn't have quite moved over. He mustn't be far off. And we go right through to 540. 20 to 6, we go right through to heap of first starters, heap of horses that haven't won a race. Lots going on there as well. And stay tuned because if I can, I'll be live with Nick Hooper from the track. We might get Darren Carroll involved. He's got a runner in the first, actually. He said he's got one in the first. Going through there, oh yeah, Impala Pearl. He will have going through into the first. They got plenty of bonuses as well, so well done to all of those guys. Now, I asked the one race that you're looking forward to. Gemma Smallman gave me the Nutrient Classic, which was the best answer because I actually should have done that. Jeff Dixon, I think at the Hunter Cup Miracle Mile will be great success next year. Run Inter Dominion next year. Run the Inter Dominion a month after maybe New Zealand horses may come across. But without them, all our top horses would run in these races at that time of year. And look, there's a fair bit of merit in that too. I do have an issue with the nutrient. With the Inter Dominion. I will say right now there is one issue that a glaring one, the heat and the performance of some of those horses. In the trotting event and even a couple of the paces as well, they were clearly below par. Rock and Roll Do went home with heat exhaustion after 2 heats, and a couple of the other horses as well. I think Olivici clearly just couldn't back up after 3, but it was just wrong. I heard from a lot of officials there on the night that this is the perfect time of year to be running it and going from there. When the breeze was in, it was bearable. When that breeze disappeared, it was unbearable. And it was, and people saying that it was the right time of year. Nothing against the club, nothing against Racing Queensland and all the rest, but the timing is what we need. And we needed the facilities on the day. The crowd was affected because unfortunately there was a lightning and thunderstorm at Eagle Farm. I think it was about 2:30. They had to start putting races back. The first race at the Trots was about 4:30, caught to 5, so that automatically started to put things hard for the club. But never heard one complaint about meals. The air conditioning was working everywhere that people were. You were able to get drinks. Zero issues that way, but definitely not ideal for horse people to get them there and to get them back. And if we are going to run the 3 heats in the one time, I think it has to be looked at. And I think Harness Racing Australia, they embrace it. They tell us that they are keen about it. We've got to lose whips for a welfare issue. I think someone needs to possibly just have a look at their programming and their suggestions of when it should be, and go from there, because it could be a dangerous one. Tommy Baggery from New Zealand, hello to you, Tommy. I wonder what race you're looking forward to watch. He might be looking forward to one of the trot races actually next year, Walking on Sunshine, Rocking with Attitude. The 2 horses that names I both get mixed up, David Miles and Tommy Baggery, but anyway, going from there. So plenty happening there. The other thing with the Inter Dominion, Bendigo Harness Racing Club have got the Aldebaran Park Murray Mile. I doubt any of the Victorian horses will back up into that race, so that affects that race straight away, because it is running so late in the season. You've then got, that's the start of the Aurora Australis, where there's $670,000 in stakes on offer, and automatically start missing out on the big horses. So someone needs to get together and plan it. We have the Summer Carnival. New Zealand have their New Zealand Cup. Don't ask them to move it. Don't even put that on the, don't even try and go with it. Celebrate that as a carnival that stood the test of time, and get people to go to New Zealand. It's a 4-hour flight for horses. It's a 3.5-hour flight for humans. Get across there and then celebrate it and enjoy it. The New South Welsh guys have got their March, the Miracle Mile. That carnival is ever evolving and ever growing, and it is terrific. And Clinton McSwain is quite happy to keep stirring up Dave Miles, going there. And then of course the Winter Carnival in Queensland. But there's some talk that, if you had it at the Winter Carnival in Queensland, people would flock to it, and I don't have an issue with that. Is that the way to go with the Inter Dominion? Put it at a place where everyone knows how they can get there, everyone knows where they can stay. Don't say it won't work, because the New Zealand Cup Carnival does work. People will try to move it and try and change things, but it does work. And I think it's definitely something that we need to look at, and find a slot where it does work, to continue to grow these other carnivals, because we don't want to rob Peter to pay Paul. The industry is getting smaller and smaller all the time. We need to be able to embrace it. So that's my thoughts. I'm not sure, necessarily whether people agree or not, but it's always going to be great. Jaden Fenwick, who's going to Westport Trots Boxing Day? That is the Kiwis. They're coming into that. Must say a huge well done. Always try to get me hats going. Of course, actually, don't forget Navajo Horse Floats and Trailers in Warwick. No, they don't sponsor me, but Great Man Peel Tribe, and they're brilliant floats what they do. And if he does want to get involved with me, so be it. But that's another hat that's going to go up the back wall. Got quite a few hats actually. Before I go and put this one on, here's a ripper here as well with the Ladies Classic. Did some stuff for these guys today, and of course that is a great fundraiser. This year they are raising fundraising for Melanoma Patients Australia. That's actually, I think that might be last year's model, but either way, doesn't matter. It is a terrific one. And we are going now to the Kiwis, while we've been, Jaden Fenwick has got on there. So what I will do for a start is actually highlight the Invercargill Cup, $110,000. Just got to make sure I've got all of those things under control, which I have. Self Assured, Gene Feast was on there before. Beach Ball was just awesome the other day for Ricky May and Benny Hill. Mosdale Ben, who's just been terrific for the Hopes this year. Heisenberg, Robbins Playboy, got you covered for Sam Otry and the Whites. American Me for them as well with Sarah O'Reilly, and then Tack McLeod and He's a Meister for Kirsten Green. Looking forward to catching up with Kirsten. I won't be there, actually. We will have a look. So they have some terrific race meetings coming up. Westport, this is on the beach, and I believe it's like a 2-day event on the beach, and I was asked to be there. I could be there next year. Could be my travel itinerary. Quite a few horses having first starts, but yeah, quite big fields. Plenty of people going down there at the minute. The Hopes are on their way. The Duns are on their way. Matty Purvis is going to be down there. Just see who else is heading down there. Plenty of people don't know a lot of those guys, so they might be locals. Their names that don't know. Mark Jones is on his way. Tom Bamford, the Duns, Jason Out, Michael House. Aren't they having a run at the minute, Michael? And also his son Wilson going down there as well. So plenty of people on their way down to the beach for Westport on the 26th, Gore on the 27th. Plenty of racing in New Zealand. So going terrific. Going from there as well. So plenty of good racing coming up. Over the Ditch, we'll be back tomorrow. I will be catching up with the boys, both Matt Markham and Johnny Turner, and it'll be a recorded show going up at about 6 o'clock tomorrow night. So in between watching the trots, if you're not going, tune in and get all your fill of New Zealand content, and there is plenty more to go. Clint McSwain's worked this part out very well, but then he actually gets me... Alex Hurley, reception was bad. I think what I heard Clinton say was, yes, I think I have a future trotting and pacing oak swimmer when I hear at the moment. Is that right? And then I can tell you his answer was, I do hope so. Okay. And then Jeffrey Dixon, loved the way Grant Dixon drove Leap to Fame, aggressive, put the race to no doubt, and there was absolutely no winners. Right, let's go back to the Inter-Dominion and showcase Leap to Fame's race. Have a look at this. Just brilliant here early, big speed battle with all of these horses just having a red hot crack out of the gate. And you see Leap to Fame just there outside Swayze, and this part here, Grant Dixon just gets that half length in front so he can't get pumped off the fence, and then just sits there. To be there side by side and to watch that was just breathtaking. What he did gave Cam Hart absolutely no chance of being able to get off the fence. Future assured, the horse is in front, and then of course when Better Eclipse come around, he then went to the death. And I can tell you now, the biggest thing about this race, and I dare any person to be able to tell you any different, was the roar from about here at the 600 metre mark when you were there trackside. It just started to build. It was just an amphitheatre. It was just an amazing feel. 10 out of 10 for the Greg Sugars' drive. Alex Hurley, 100% right. It was 12 out of 10 for Grant Dixon. Cam Hart did nothing wrong either. Please don't take it that way. He did absolutely nothing wrong at all. But just here to be trackside, people just started cheering because they just knew he was home. And then the closer he got to the line, the more the cheering came, the clapping. It was brilliant, and I've had a few people be there, and it was just spine tingling. They said the hairs on their arms were just glistening, and it was. People who watched a lot of big races, it was just brilliant. And then to hear Kevin in his speech afterwards, he actually didn't give a speech. He started crying, and he's been noted as a pretty ruthless businessman, and the likes, and to see him humbled by his mighty horse was just brilliant. Of course, he's a son of Bettor's Delight, stands at Woodlands Stud. But yeah, he was just brilliant, and hats off to Grant Dixon. There was some commentary straight after the race I thought was disgusting. Grant Dixon's just an awesome trainer, awesome driver, awesome horse person, and he just keeps presenting and doing an awesome job, and I think it was just terrific. So well done to him and everyone else. Greg Sugar's drive was an elite in defeat, and absolutely Clinton, and he definitely had his game face on, G Sugars. It was great to see, great to witness there, and yeah, some really good runs in that. Kanina Plovlima and Pete said so for Kerry-Ann Morris and Robbie Morris. They both horses went terrific, and hats off to those guys. And it really was a great carnival. The Pony Trotters were on earlier. Can't Find a Better Man won the consolation. Josh Gallagher, have a look at this one for something different. I'll get back to you in a sec, Alex Hurley. But you'll see here that Josh Gallagher had to win the junior driver's title, and poor Angus Garrard had to run last, and he was on a $3.20 favourite. That was the only way Josh Gallagher could win, and then it went to count back if it happened, and it fell that way. Sometimes it's just meant to be. Angus sat behind the leader. I don't think he did a lot wrong from memory. Hands-on ran second, so the horse, for whatever reason, just wasn't on top of his game on that day. So it can be a cruel sport sometimes. But hats off to Josh Gallagher, great kid, very quietly spoken, but he went terrific, and it was there. There was plenty of cheering in Brisbane. Ali, there's not enough cheering at the trots. This was awesome, and Mark, you'd have to agree. For all my criticisms, as I said, I think it's just wrong timing. There's the only criticism. There's no criticisms of the event, the racing that was put on, the drivers, how everyone handled themselves. Just bad time of year, but that was just unbelievable, and it makes an atmosphere. And I do think because that horse was a Queenslander, and so many people knew the story behind him, I do think that definitely made the race. So many more people bought into it. He won so comfortably, but just the way that he was so happy to drive. Chrissy Gill, you were there, and it was outstanding. Roof almost came off the grandstand, and it was this build-up. The build-up, the further that he got towards the line, I think you'd agree, Mark, the closer he got to the line, it just got louder and louder, and it was great. Things you hear, Greg Sugars said a real cool thing afterwards. He said to Jess, he said, we could get the photo of that because Larry was that far in front. No one's going to see him. There's going to be no shadow in front that it would look like they won and look like they got a double. I don't think anyone was. He definitely, just one of the races of the ages. And I look forward to seeing what that horse done. Jeff Dixon said there before about races like the Hunter Cup. Of course, he's ineligible now for the Eureka race of Australia's horses and the likes. We won't go there. That's where this race is. Anyway, so he won't be eligible being a 5-year-old because it's a 3 and 4-year-old race. So next year he won't be eligible to compete. So, which just seems ridiculous at the richest race for the year, and that won't have the best Australian horses in it, let alone the Kiwis across the ditch, which should be in it. So True Paul Queenslanders are so proud of their own, which is awesome. I think that's you're spot on. I actually hadn't thought about that, but they do claim them and do go terrific as well. Miracle Mile, those sorts of races coming up are just going to be outstanding with Leap to Fame next year, and I would imagine he'll be geared right through to the Inter-Dominion. I don't know if he goes away from the stand, but geez, it'd be nice if the Kiwis could entice them to take him across there and take on their best as well, whether Swayze goes back to defend his title as well and just make it of something outstanding. Yep, reminds me of Shaker Maker back in the day of Victoria, and that was huge, the Raw. I know David Aiken tells me, and I wish I was there, it definitely wasn't old enough, he reckons the biggest Raw he's ever heard was when Gamelite came out onto the track, and I'm not sure, someone's going to be able to tell me, I don't know if it was an Inter-Dominion or a Victoria or a Hunter Cup race it was, but it was his last start. It was announced that it was going to be his last start, and Aki tells the story that he was going over the back straight because they gave a big gap between the horses and they introduced him to the field, and he swears the roof came off Moonee Valley, the Raw, and he was over the back straight. So again, they're the sorts of things that we might bring them up next week and go from there. We might try and just have a bit of fun in between. We might not talk too many horses, we might not download too many videos, but we just might come on and go live and try and do a bit of reminiscing and go from there. Mark Hughes, good evening to you. Sorry to my YouTube friends, and if you are on YouTube, please hit like and subscribe. Jeffrey, Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year to you too. Thank you. And what's the best for Ashburton Harness tomorrow is out of my league. There, I don't confess to being a punter, but we can have a little look. I do have a little theory, but it's not going to work in race number 1. It's you back Ben Hope in the first, if he is in that, and go from there. I'm not sure. Leap to Fame is the best horse I have ever seen, privileged to have witnessed Larry racing, and I spoke about that, Chrissy, the other night. I was fortunate enough, Cam Bray and myself were fortunate enough to be at Tamworth when he went 154, and I told people it was one of the races for the year to see him there. I was then on track for the Derby when he turned the table on other horse whose name's just escaped me at the minute, who's actually got an injury worry right now. Oh, you've got to be joking me. It's not going to come back to me anytime soon, but he did turn the table on that horse. And then that race the other night were just outstanding. Redcliffe, I wasn't there, but I reckon that also, he's just put up so many huge runs, even getting a flat tyre when chasing Swayze home as well. He got beat, and take nothing away from Swayze, he was outstanding, but yeah, it was something to behold there as well. So a lot of unfirst starters there. Sorry at the minute, Jeffrey. Tyler, if you're on, give me a winner at Ashburton tomorrow, mate. Three beers deep. Now that has got to be an omen tip, if ever I've seen one, coming up to the Christmas holidays. Net 10 EOM out of a better than Cheddar mare. Well, it's won a couple of trials. Right, Jeffrey, we're going to go with that. We'll go that as a tip because it's going to be the omen one through to Christmas. It's 3 beers deep for Brent and Timmy Wright. White, race 4, number 3, with a bit of Christmas cheer going in there. Gamelite 1985 entered him in grand final, was his last race. Tony Jackson, were you there? If you were, but I know Akey was there and he just reckoned it was outstanding. Something to be very, very excited about. Rightio, another page that I don't have uploaded, but we'll get it up very, very quickly, and I'll do that before we get started, of course, with my New Zealand friends watching. Little computer just went a bit quiet for a sec, but it is here now. I want people to be aware of the... Oh, it hasn't come out that really quick. Clinton, I'm on to that one. You're not allowed to steal me thunder there. The NZB yearling sales commence at Karaka, 18th of February, and then to go to Christchurch on the 20th and 21st. There will be a great night, the night before the Monday night, with the awards night as well held in the middle. So plenty for people to look forward to there. Click on the link on the picture, either of the pictures. Why didn't that come up? You generally just click and it'll work. Now it's working. And then you can go down, you can view all of the lots. Click on one of the lots here. We'll go to lot number 12. If you click on this picture here, it brings up the horse, brings up their pedigrees all the way through there, prepared by Tony Grayland. You can get in touch with Tony Grayland there, or the team at Woodlands Stud. There's no mistake why I brought this horse up, so don't worry about that. It's by Better's Delight out of Arnt's Place, of course, bred by Woodland Stud, great sponsors of mine. And then you'll see down the side here, just underneath the picture, the pedigree updates. So all of the updates for these horses from the time it went to print. If you are in Victoria and you do want a catalogue, please get in touch with me. I do have some catalogues, don't have a lot left. A lot of those have actually already gone, but please, if you do want to get there and go from there. Now, Pro Chevalier won that one. That could be dead right, Tony. I'm not sure about that. Now, the boys, I did have this one here to highlight as well, but I've got to say huge well done to Johnny Caldo, 4,000 winners. He was my first boss. I was his first worker, so was something a little bit different but for myself and Johnny, but to bring up 4,000 winners, it's just outstanding. I think well done to him. He brought that up on Friday. I had all these pages ready to go, but yeah, you know how it does work. Of course, Marie, his wife, have trained horses together for a long time. It wasn't Friday, it was Monday, just gone on the 18th at Maryborough. The last race, the world's best hoof oil, was taken out by time after time for Johnny and Marie, a horse that they've bred by Huntsville at Alorpa. That's where it gets its name. I'm not going to sing it, but you can do the rest. You can work it out yourself. 3-year-old filly, and well done to Johnny as well. And yeah, you go back and watch his drive on Kai Valley. Amanda, I did the trotting show earlier, and yeah, it was a J. Caldo special. Stack 'em, pack 'em, rack 'em. Used to do that at Maryborough. We just should have a reminisce show, some of the things that you've learnt from time to time over the years. But I remember at Maryborough, back when they had the running rail, Johnny was brutal at being able to stack 'em, pack 'em and rack 'em. Would only kick at the top of the straight and give no one else a chance. Barry Alford was another person, Chris Alford's father. He was outstanding at being able to do the same thing. He could go down the back in 32 and a half quarters, Barry Alford. He just knew how to walk them, knew how to dictate a race as well. And it was brilliant to see as well. So a lot of fun there as well. So, yep, going from there. The show's not long enough. Yeah, but we could have some fun, Clinton. I can pull a pin. This has gone for an hour and 20 minutes already. There's no timeline, so yeah. So some of your childhood highlights, Clinton. You've got the fingers in the mood for typing. Actually, give me two. The race you're looking forward to seeing in 2024, and just some of the things you remember. I'm sure his will have a Gavin Lang feel to it as well, and it's quite interesting how you gravitate to people. I suppose that influenced you, if you like, in those early days, and both Graham Johansson and Johnny Caldo are great influences on my life, because where I started was like True Roman, was just outstanding in those days as well. And I know Clinton had a great association with Gavin, and speaks highly of him, as do a lot of the other guys that were around him then at the time as well. So I think it was actually super to do. A few little things going around at the minute. There's some talk of removing the mares' mile rates from their pedigree pages to keep things just even, and even potentially black type being told who will get black type. You don't necessarily earn it. So there's a couple of worrying little things that out there in the world I think we need to be able to keep on top of as an industry, and keep trying to grow it and push it forward is one of the things I want to try and do, and potentially not necessarily hold people accountable, but make people aware of there are ramifications to some of the comments that they do, and it does affect people in this industry that put a lot of time. Just because you put a lot of time into the industry doesn't mean you've got some right to be able to control it, but you should also be allowed to have some say as well. So going from there, must admit, if you want, get in touch with Cambrai at cambrai@nzb.co.nz as well. That is with the NZB sales, and they're the sale dates on there going forward. Of course, the team at Harasta Trotters having a terrific one. Used to me, had a winner the other day, good winner the other day. Of course, they bred the winner of the Inter Dominion in Just Believe, but also the Best Bourbon. Also had Olivici and Adele, both bred by Orlando Vici. So he had 3 horses in the final as well, plus the Frozen Seaman down the side. Get in touch with the team at harastatrotters.com.au. Got a few comments coming in. Looking forward to the Hunter Cups. Well, we've got people typing in way too quickly now. We've just got to go back here. Looking forward to the Hunter Cups, as I'm an outside chance of being in Melbourne. Look forward to catching you there, Stuart. That'll be great to see. Chrissy Gill, congratulations to Aaron Bain, training breaking 100 winners this season. We'll get 100 local SAs as well. First time in SA for 11 years. Thanks, Chrissy. That's huge. And yeah, congratulations, Aaron Bain. He's probably put his thoroughbreds in there. He's probably already past that. One race I'm looking forward to in 24 is the next one I win. Very, very good. Too many memories. Russ Thompson, another great name. Yep. Johnny Caldo, the Langs, G. Douglas. Yeah, there definitely would be a lot of fun in that as well. So yeah, thank you very much, Clinton, for that. Going forward, and also, as I said to Chrissy Gill, interestingly enough, Woodlands Studs has sired 100 individual 2-year-old winners this year in the pacing division. So huge little stat that as well as American Ideal. As I said, sitting third in the 2-year-old sires list behind he is American Ideal, behind Art Major, Sweet Lou, and then American Ideal. It's the first season he stood in Australia, alongside the team at Lower Long Farm, Kath McIntosh, and the team in Crewe. So get in touch with those guys or the team at Woodlands. Woodlands Stud. I've got to get rid of my ticker. I need to put I have put it up there. Wow, that makes life so much easier. Woodlandstud.co.nz for all your Woodlands news and information. As I said, the guys at Harasta Trotters. Sorry, Chrissy, put your details up there. He's on fire with the Gallopers too. He and Ned Taylor winning Metro races last 6 weeks. Incredible, really. So Ned Taylor, co-trainer, Chrissy, or jockey. Need a little bit of help on that one. So yeah, we'll give Chrissy a little bit of time to go through. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down to the Central Otagos in New Zealand straight after New Year's. But yeah, I'll put at least the Talking Trotters will be on, but won't be on the Monday because Monday is Christmas Day. And then also co-trainer. Thank you very much, Chrissy. Yeah, looking forward to doing that, but we will have a bit of fun during the week with those, and also over the ditch, do a recap of the big Invercargill Cup meeting. Might try and get even a couple of the guys on. We might be able to get a couple of guys on Boxing Day. Ooh, that'd be fun. We'll see how that goes, because they have a big cricket match. We might be able to cross to Nigel. He can be up there from time to time, and never know, we might be able to get a bit of live footage of the infamous cricket match that the Kiwis have down on the beach. Right, that is a wrap. Please, thank you to all of my sponsors and contributors, people that help me with this show and all other shows that I have going on. Of course, it's going to be a huge couple of months with Nutrient coming up with all the Nutrient sales, plus the team from NZB through the month of February. As I said, I'll be at the start of the month in down in the Southland. I'm going to be catching up with a lot of the breeders down there as well, promoting the yearlings that are going through the NZB yearling sales, and then as well as that, already been down to Tassie. If you like any of those horses in Tasmania and you want to know a little bit more about them, I'm going to update those photos. Some of the lots, they weren't professionally taken photos, are photos that I took, but there's been a fair bit of interest into each of the horses, so we will put those up. But make sure you go to Tas Racing Corporate and then follow the harness links and then the yearling sale links. We'll go to nutrienequine.com.au and follow the links there for the Tassie sale, which is in January 26. January 26. Brisbane, the Sunshine Stars on the 11th of February. Sydney on the 10th of March. Bathurst on the 24th of March. And then the Melbourne yearling sales on the 14th of April. And huge prize money incentive and increases there as well. $1.25 million that will be on offer there. Mark, well done to you, mate. Wish I'd have caught up with you in Queensland. No doubt you were there, but I didn't catch you. I do apologise for that. But I think you should be wrapped with your horse Mufasa Metro. Hopefully the other horse is okay. Majestic Lavros, because I think, got to be careful, because I do think he finished second last. So hopefully all's okay with that horse there as well. He broke after the start, so that might be why. So yep, that's good to see. I only saw him at the tail of the field, but good to catch up with you, Mark. And don't lose your passion, mate, for the trotters and what you're doing in Queensland as well, getting these good quality trotters down there, because it's an amazing feat. Right on to the Kiwis. What was there? 8 NZ horses in that final. Another thing that goes under the radar, and we don't see the quality of horses bred in New Zealand, the quality of trotters bred in New Zealand as well. So make sure you keep an eye on those things as there. So horses like Gus, Adele, Majestic Lavros, Gus, Funny Face, Olivici, Sir Fahrenheit, Queen Alida and Mufasa Metro, all at the NZ moniker after them. Half the field was made up by Kiwi horses. And I've heard that someone doesn't want Kiwi horses in Australia. So anyway, that's about all I've got. Thank you to everyone that's contributed. Clinton McSwain. I will be there at Bendigo tomorrow night. I doubt I'll be on Trots Vision, but you'll be able to hear my voice through the feed, I believe. And well, they might cut it out. But if you're trackside, get there, have a little bit of fun. As I said, I'll have the catalogues there, so please come and see me. And then also Humbo Day on Friday, I'll be there doing some interviews as well for HBV. But thank you very much to everyone that's contributed to this show. As I said, it was Talking Trotters to start it off with, proudly brought to you by What the Hill. And then On Loose Lines, proudly brought to you by Nutrient Equine, NZB, Harasta Trotters, Woodlands Stud, Barristock Horse, and plenty of other people getting behind me. So huge thank you to all of those guys as well. So see us all next week. Not 100% sure of the dates and what we'll be doing, but yeah, there'll be at least one show in the middle of the week. We might have two, because generally through that gap, a lot of people are just kicking back and relaxing on holiday somewhere. So we might even have a holiday special and your greatest moment that you can remember. But thanks everyone for tuning in, and we will catch you all next week.